So today I'm going to show you my stamps of Pakistan. So I have a few facts to go over before we go through all the stamps. A few information is located in South Asia. The current capital Islamabad, and Karachi used to be the capital before. Currently a republic. They are mainly Islamic country, and the main language is Urdu and English. And the currency is the Pakistani rupee. And the independence date is August 14, 1947. Remember this date. It's going to happen in a few minutes, some explanation on this date, right? And the main person that was an important figure during the independence of Pakistan was Mohammed Ali Jinnah. He's here in this stamp. On the right, we have the map of after the partition of this region, the British India, let's call it. So when they partitioned, so they divided mainly in two countries, because there were some other small states in there. So it was Pakistan and India. Now the problem that we see here, you know, West Pakistan is very far from East Pakistan, right? East Pakistan eventually became Bangladesh in 1971. And I guess one of the reasons is, you know, they weren't close enough, and there were many issues during that time. Okay. Then, just to continue in here, I'm going to show you that flag of Pakistan. Green color represent that Islamic people in Pakistan, that's the majority. The white stripping here represents that minority religious people, you know, like Christians, Sikhs, Hindus, everything else. And of course, this is the crescent, and the star is the Islamic symbol of Islam. So it's used in that flag. So the flag in general shows the commitment of the Pakistani people to Islam, and also they recognize the rights of the minority religious people. Now, when we look at the stamps, you know, so the first stamp was printed in 1947, right? The same year of the independence. They overprint this India postage stamp, says in here. This was not India, the country, right? So this was this stamp was earlier than India got independence, as the same as Pakistan. The figure in here is King George VI, right? You see 10 Pakistani rupees, that's the currency. So these were about, I think, 20 stamps, very similar with different values. Now, the next stamp, that's the tricky one, the one that changed, well, history changed. So first, before getting into that, yes, a small detail, you see, you know, the crescent and the star, you know, then you see the currency, in this case is 3 annas. Annas are 16 annas are equivalent to 1 Pakistani rupee. Now the stamp is not overprinted anymore, so you see Pakistan postage. So this stamp was printed 1 year after, in 1948. In here on the top, very small, is the independence. There were 4 stamps. They were printed to celebrate that the independence of Pakistan, 1 year independence. And so they put in here, you see, August 15, 1947, August 15. And I just said before, the Independence Day was August 14. 1 year after the independence, they print this stamp and they put this date. Why did they put this date in here? Is because when that British Parliament were issuing, you know, they were working on the partition of the territory between Pakistan and India, they decided that midnight, you know, between the 14 and the 15, at that time, they were going to become independent, both countries. So it was going to be August 15. That was going to be the date. And the British authority, Mountbatten was his name, he was going to take the oath in both countries, you know, to whoever was representing every country to declare the independence. So he said, okay, I'm going to go to India at midnight and I'm going to take the oath in there. But to be able to be in India at midnight, I'm going to go earlier to Pakistan. So he went to Pakistan in the 14th and he took the oath from Mohammed Ali Jinnah, right? He was the main person in there. So the 14th actually happened. But at that time, nobody really put attention because according to that the Act of Independence, everything was supposed to happen the 15th. But a year after they print the stamp, they said, no, this is wrong. Our independence was the 14th, not the 15th. That was when he took the oath and the independence was declared. So after that, everything, if you look at Pakistan independence everywhere, always is going to say the 15th. So only in this stamp, and I'm sure other documents too, may say the 15th, but not anymore. So this have changed. Okay, so now the following stamp, there is this district in Pakistan called Sindh Dock. Here they are showing their postage delivery, mail delivery, the system they used to have in the past. They used to be through runners, so people running from one place to the other one. In 1952, they decided to change. And they said, okay, now we're going to use horses and camel trains. Camel trains is these camels, they actually, you don't see it in the stamp, but they're supposed to be like attached one to the other one. So simulating a train. And that was pulled by one person. So that was a system that they changed of delivering the stamps. They started in 1952 and then evolved, and then was airplanes. So it started in 1852. In 1952, they celebrate, okay, all the progress of the mail delivery from the runners to eventually airplanes. Okay, now in the bottom stamp, besides showing this Jinnah, who is considered the great leader of Pakistan, also they call it the father of Pakistan, you see something else. You see the currency. Okay, so this stamp was printed in 1966, right? So in 1966, already have changed. In 1961, the country started using the decimal system. Okay, so start using the paisa. So 1 paisa is equivalent of 10 Pakistani rupees. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the stamps. So there's King George VI, and now that you can see this stamp, there is an elephant in here, right? Before you probably couldn't see it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very nice stamps. Okay. So then after that comes the 4 stamps to celebrate the year independence. So they show the August 15, 1947. So this is a government building. This is the entrance to the Karachi airport. We're going to see different views of that. This is the stamp that I just showed you before. And you are seeing that the crescent and the star. You know, now when you see the currency, on the right side is the currency, but in Urdu. So this is the other one, August 15. Then just looking at the rest of the stamp, you see in many stamps the crescent and the star. This is just a scale. Now this is a different view of the Karachi airport. So as I said before, Karachi used to be the capital of Pakistan. So it's in many stamps represented. Now, this stamp that I have 3 of the same, they are exactly the same. The only difference is just the perforation. It's not that easy to tell. So this is called a Khyber Pass. So this is like an economic corridor between Pakistan and Afghanistan. So you're going to see this stamp, different views of this stamp later on too. Okay, so here, this is the same stamp as before, just a different color. And just the perforations, different perforations. Now here, so these stamps were printed to celebrate the death of Jinnah, right? If you see in English, this is Urdu first, and now you see it in English. He died in 1948, right? And the independence was in 1947, right? So he died 1 year after the independence. So what is curious in here, one of the main persons of independence of India died in 1948 too, Gandhi, right? So they both, I mean, for different reasons, Gandhi was assassinated and this guy just died for normal causes, but it's curious, they both died the year after. They were the main persons of the independence of India, Pakistan. Yeah, now you saw these stamps before. So what is the difference? The main difference is
with the moon on the other side.
Exactly. That's exactly, you see it in different places, you know.
But why did they reissue them with the moon on the other side? Is there some reason for that?
That I don't know. I was trying to figure it out exactly what means when it's in one side and what means in the other side. I haven't been able to figure it out that. Okay, so these are just same stamps. Now here you see this vase with a plate on the back. This is just a nice stamp. I don't think, I cannot tell that much. An hourglass, I think this is like a plane or something. Now here, between these two stamps, there is a difference. It's not the color and it's not the perforations.
The lower right corner is reversed.
Oh,
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
The inscription.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So here says 3.5. 3.5 in Urdu. Here says half and 3 for whatever reason. You know.
Well, that's probably, that language is written from right to left, like Arabic, I would assume.
Yeah.
So that it would be, the stamp on the right would seem to be more appropriate. At least that's my understanding. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they were printed in England, and that somebody wrote the 3.5, you know, with written from left to right, like we do in English. And then that had to be corrected to be written according to, you know, that language.
Right. And I have a few other stamps, they have the same issue. So just looking at the stamps, these are just nice stamps. This is the camel train that we talked about before. And now this is a famous mountain, you know, that the K2 mountain climbers, I guess they go there. Is I think it's the second tallest mountain in the world. Second highest in the world. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, it's supposed to be even more difficult to climb than Everest.
Okay, so these stamps here, they show you different, it's a paper mill, and now let's see, here happened the same issues before. Yeah. In that one. This is a textile mill, then some UN anniversary. Continue, we got a map of West Pakistan. And then in 1956, Pakistan became a republic, Islamic Republic of Pakistan. So after the partition, they were actually a dominion, and then became a republic in 1956. Mapping here, this is East Pakistan, that became Bangladesh in 1971. But at this moment, it still is Pakistan. Now, these stamps are similar to the one we just saw before. It's just, I think here it says Pakistan, the other one was saying Pakistan postage, and a few small changes, really. Now, here, this is interesting. This is 10-year anniversary of Pakistan, of the independence, but now they corrected, right? August 14, 1957. You know, it's showing progress in different features, you know. And some other stamps, human rights, and now here there are 3 stamps. They have a small little issues. I think they were more like a plate issues. Like for example, you see this date in here after December, you don't see it in here. So they are just small. They are not easy to really tell the difference, but there are.
They're claiming Kashmir there in that second row of stamps, aren't they?
That white area, is that Kashmir?
Yes.
This is the year, it has to be then 1961. So they changed to the decimal system. So they start using the paisa here. So they are overwritten these stamps.
Something status not yet determined. There you go. Okay.
Right. Final status. And that's still the case, is it not? I mean, both India and Pakistan claim Kashmir.
Yeah, yes. There were other princes that at that time of the partition, they were independent, but most of them, they joined Pakistan or they joined India. But there are still some areas, I guess, still they're fighting about it. Okay, so now this stamping here, this is the same Khyber Pass, remember, between Pakistan and Afghanistan, but there's a different view of the stamp. Now, there is an issue here. Do you see this like a R inverted? That tail in here. See?
One of them has a tail on it.
Now, the same thing happening here.
Yeah.
Same thing happen. Not in this one, but this one got the same.
So those are separately listed by Scott, right?
Yes. Now this is some type of parking here. Now this in here, this stamp in here, this is Chota Sona. There's a mosque in Pakistan, a very nice one. This is like the entrance to the mosque. Now, the tricky thing here is if you go to Pakistan, you never will see it. Because it's not in Pakistan anymore. Used to be in East Pakistan, right? So you have to go to Bangladesh now. So, but at the time, at this time, still, because that happened in 1971. So it still was Pakistan. Now, if you just to show you something different, if you see this grouping here, you see like a straight line in here, not straight, but a complete line without any breaks, right? If you see because you see the same type of stamp, the same type of thing happening everywhere. Like, see this one in here, see you see a little break, you see a little break in here, so some stamps were printed again, reprinted, correcting that issue. And this is just a water project, I guess a dam probably, and the railway, some anniversary, railway centenary in here. Now, this is a little tricky too, because this was Pakistan, right? The first jet flight between Karachi and Dhaka. But Dhaka now is not in Pakistan. It's in Bangladesh, right? So anyway, but this is a mosquito. I guess they were eradicating the malaria. If we just keep looking, this is just some sport competition, I guess, soccer, hockey, tennis, cricket, and some other things.
What? No pickleball?
UN Force West Irian. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That's in Indonesia.
Right. Why would that be overprinted on a Pakistani stamp?
Because they probably sent troops to it.
Okay. For use by Pakistani troops in Indonesia, I guess.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And that's listed on the Pakistan
Yeah, this is in Pakistan.
as a regular issue?
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Let me just keep showing you the stamp. So this is a mausoleum. This is for
Jinnah.
Qadi Assam. Yeah, Jinnah, exactly. Yeah, this is what 16th death anniversary. And that's his picture. Now here, I read in Scott that this is not an error, right? You see the P didn't get printed, look a little bit like an F. They said, yeah, that's not an error, it's a plate flaw. They said. So, you know, the one at the bottom, they both are attached, right? That correct. So I guess it's happening a whole series, maybe, I'm not sure. And this is the tuberculosis eradication. Now, this is the coronation of the Shah of Iran, right?
Thanks.
And this is cancer. The difference in here is just the color of the overprinting. And the hockey championship, and this is in Mexico Olympics, yeah. I think this is probably the last one of the regular stamps. Okay, so now these are the official stamps. So they are the same stamps, but they have the word service, right? Some they are actually printed in the stamp, and some they are just overprinted. So it's the same stamp, so you're just going to go a little fast because they are the same as before. Now here we're going to find, I don't know if there were printer issues or what, but for example, here you have the value twice, one is inverted and one is regular. Here is just once, but it's inverted. You know, so here is double printed, the value is not inverted, but double printed. Service is double, service is upside down. The value is double, you know, so some issues really with the stamps. Now here, these are just blocks of stamps, same stamps, just block. I put it together blocks and some more blocks and a few, I guess like a souvenir sheets, something of that style. A few imperfect stamps. This is a Chota Zona.
Oh.
It's a mausoleum, I think is this.
Are those issued in perf or are those proofs? Or
I think, you know, I think they are in perf because they are the right color of the stamps. Yeah, I think they are in perf.
Are they listed in Scott as in perf?
No. Scott doesn't list in perf in Pakistan at all. Yeah. So I don't know if any other catalog will list in perf. I'm not sure. Some more sheets, some more blocks, and the last one is again Jinnah. Wadi Sam, right? Mohammed Ali Jinnah. That's the last stamp. Okay, so this is it. Thank you.